And a great hand for the Welsh wizard himself, former world featherweight champion, Howard Winston. And here's Howard, looking very well. Tells me he's got a son of 33, which is quite unbelievable when you look at him. A wonderful boxer. A pity that Howard isn't boxing in the 80s, because with all the world championships around, I'm sure that he'd have at least won 2. He had 3 very famous fights with the Mexican Vicente Saldivar. So here's the main bout.
Smyth receives a very hostile welcome, but I feel this is going to be Moylett's toughest test to date.
On paper this looks a very good little contest, because in fact Robert Smyth has won 3 out of 4 contests. It's a 6 3-minute round lightweight contest. Both boys have got good records, short records, but good records, and they've got lots of amateur experience. So we're looking forward to a close contest here. Smyth has got the green shorts with the white stripe, Moylett in plain green. Smyth is the taller boy. And straight away we can see that Smyth has a distinct reach advantage. Moylett has got quite short arms.
Having seen both these boys before, they're solid but not spectacular performers. Moylett, as you can hear, enjoys tremendous support.
Despite his short arms, managing to land 2 very stiff left jabs on Robert Smyth. Announced as Paul Mower Moylett.
I think the mower was an allusion to his haircut, but he's since grown it.
Maybe he fights like a lawnmower. A fly mow, perhaps. One for pushing down on the back of Moylett's head, Smyth.
It's been a while since...
And a tricky little shot behind the back, which is illegal, but also ineffective, so doesn't bring a caution from the referee.
It's been a while since Robert Smyth fought. He had a very tragic circumstance in his life recently when his former manager and trainer died, and it upset him somewhat in his last fight when he boxed Brian Nichols, a good class lightweight from the Terry Lawless camp, and went down on points to Nichols, but wants to bounce back here.
Not a loss to be ashamed of, Steve, because at one time Nichols was being tipped for great things.
Yes, I know.
Moylett's been told to bob and weave by the audience. He's obviously got to work his way in underneath that jab. There you can see him doing that. Smyth tends to hold the back of his head down when he does so.
It's nice to see 2 former top-class amateurs in the ring together. Moylett was the former ABA finalist in '86, Robert Smyth has a host of amateur titles behind him at all levels.
And a very sharp first round. As we predicted, this is going to be a sparkling little contest. It's very, very well matched opponents. Steve was saying good class amateurs. I would have called that an even round, Steve.
Yes,
what do you
absolutely,
think?
yeah, nothing in it as far as I was concerned. But Moylett will probably be favourite considering the support he's got here. If things get tough, I'm sure the crowd will lift him. But Robert Smyth is a very proud fighter, and I've seen him, as I say in the past, I've seen him, he's never done more than is necessary to win. But I think he'll need to work a bit tonight.
Robert Smyth, in fact, is a new trainer. The man in his corner is Brendan Kelly. He's a warehouseman from Newport in Wales. Second round then. A long, wild right there by Smyth. Moylett ducked comfortably underneath. Moylett has got an effective left jab. He's coming up underneath with it, catching Smyth in the face with it. It's a busy little fighter. Smyth is trying to bring the right hand over the top. Moylett's managing to duck underneath that at the moment. Really, I feel that Smyth should be able to hold him off with the left jab. He's got a good jab, he's got the reach. But Moylett's moving underneath it. Moving his head well. Smyth complains about being hit around the back, but really, we've twice seen him turn his back on his opponent, so we can't expect anything else.
Good attack there from Moylett. Boxing much sharper than I've actually seen him in the past.
It's a clash of heads there as Moylett came in. I think that's going to be a bit of a problem, being the shorter man and coming in so much.
Nice, classy little uppercut there from Paul Moylett.
He's having a good round here, I feel. He seems to be getting through to Smyth quite a lot, and a good left hook there. Smyth's fighting back, but his punches don't seem to have the snap that Moylett's have. Smyth is now marching forward, trying to put Moylett under pressure. He was turned nicely on the ropes there. Moylett stumbled back there, he wasn't hurt. But he's forcing Smyth to miss quite a lot, ducking and diving underneath these punches, nullifying them, and then he's come back with a cracking little uppercut there, and another left jab, and he's made Smyth miss with those two left jabs. Good little bit of box fighting here. He's keeping his gloves up well. He's under pressure, but he's not really getting hit with very much at all. There we see again, a nifty piece of footwork, sends him across the ring, nullifying everything that Smyth's trying to do. I think we'll now see him step forward and the end of the round there. Smyth made a great effort in the last minute of that round, but really didn't seem to get much success, Steve.
No, I think he'd be better off picking his punches rather than throwing lots of leather, just hoping to connect. And it seems to suit Moylett. He's very nipply on his feet. But I think we've yet to see the best of what Robert Smyth has to offer in this. When the going gets tough for Moylett and he starts slowing down a bit, I think you'll see Smyth come to the fore.
Smyth's been out of the ring for a while, hasn't he? And I think his timing is a little bit off at the moment, isn't it?
It is, yeah. But the same applies to Paul Moylett, who hasn't fought since near the end of last season anyway. But obviously well conditioned. So as we approach the third round. And I know Ricky Porter's got a lot invested in Paul Moylett. Not only in time, but also in potential for this area. And Paul will be very keen to protect that investment by Porter.
Smyth tries a right hand uppercut as Moylett comes in, but Moylett didn't come in at that moment and it missed by the proverbial mile. Now Smyth is just simply trying to jab him, draw him onto the right hand. Once again they end up with their backs to each other. Again Smyth throwing these long punches from out of distance. Moylett's very composed, moving his head nicely, stepping in with snappy little punches, as you can see there.
Admiring his work there, I thought, George, and picked up a long
Picked up a couple of jabs, yes.
Smyth.
I think Smyth's got to really get himself into this fight, hasn't he? Settle himself down.
I don't think he's going to succeed.
Oh, and a cracking right cross over the top of... And Moylett's piling in now, seeing whether he can finish Smyth off. I think he's hurt him, but I don't think he's hurt him that badly. I think Smyth's got his composure back now. He's stepping behind the jab. I think he was more knocked backwards rather than hurt. He's responded with some neat little punches there as Moylett comes in. Might just have woken him up, Steve, that one.
Quite possibly. I think there's a lot of fight left in Robert Smyth.
Yes. As we all know, he's a Welshman, and we keep saying they come to fight. And Robert Smyth has come to fight. Oh, a nice left hook to the body there. And you could hear...
Slowed Moylett, I thought. Visibly shook her.
You could hear Moylett take a sharp intake of breath. He spits onto the canvas. An obvious sign that he felt that punch, and a little flurry again from Smyth. And punches after the bell, which seems to be a rather fashionable thing to do these days.
Yes, we don't get paid overtime, though.
Reg Guttridge says you shouldn't fight after the bell because you don't get paid for that.
Absolutely, and I think the bell sounded like an orchestra to in there, George.
Just a little in-joke there.
Yeah.
Robert Smyth receiving some attention from his trainer, Brendan Kelly. I think he might have a slight nick over his eye. Difficult to see from here because he's got his back to us. Paul Moylett also.
They know they've been in a fight after this one, George.
Yes. I'm just saying Smyth has got a little nick or something. He's had some attention over his eye. But having taken a heavy punch there, Steve, he came back very well.
Absolutely.
As I said, it seemed to wake him up a little bit, and he landed with a lot better combination of punches than he's managed so far.
Yeah.
So here we are, round 4.
Halfway stage of this fight.
And again, it's those body punches that Moylett doesn't seem to appreciate too much, does he?
Absolutely. I think Brendan Kelly's pointed out to Robert Smyth as well.
Again, another right hand underneath from Robert Smyth.
But for a man with short arms, Paul Moylett's making remarkable ease of actually popping Smyth with the jab, but he's using his feet extremely well.
It's a very evenly contested little fight, this one, isn't it? Difficult to see who's going to get on top. Well, it could go either way.
I think that Moylett's got the upper hand from the second round onwards, although I think he's got to work 100% to keep it.
Crowd urging Paul Moylett to move forward, which he does. But Robert Smyth seems to have got his distance, seems to be timing his blows more accurately, and he's catching Moylett as he comes in with the jab, and again going for the right hand to the body. Oh, nice right hand from Moylett, and that shook Smyth. He comes back himself.
I think Paul Moylett's getting a bit arm weary here in the fourth. He's not throwing the punches that he was.
And he cracks Smyth with two very sharp right hands. Smyth was shaken with those, but again quickly regains his composure.
Commentator's nightmare. You say one thing and they do exactly the opposite.
But Smyth, he's getting caught, but he's staying in there, and it seems to respond well. He tends to do this little walkabout, turn his back on Moylett, which he shouldn't do, and then cracked him with the right hand. Moylett looks to me, though, he's tiring a bit, Steve. What do you feel?
Well, as I mentioned before, that big flurry, I think Paul's a wee bit arm weary. He's thrown a lot of leather,
and he's taken a few good shots to the body, which slow you down, don't they?
Absolutely.
He's moving away from Smyth. Smyth's pushing forward.
And Smyth will soon realise that missing with big shots is very, very tiring.
And there's the end of an exciting fourth round.
Nothing in the fourth round, I didn't think.
Sorry?
So a nice even fourth round there, as was the first, but I think Paul Moylett's nicked the second and third. So as far as I'm concerned, I don't know about you, George, I think Robert Smyth needs to win the fifth and sixth to pick up a draw. Of course, our opinion's got nothing to do with Denzel Lewis's.
Absolutely not, and we've been wrong on many occasions, haven't we?
Speak for yourself. Not been as wrong as often as Denzel Lewis has.
I hope he doesn't buy a tape.
He won't mind me saying. I've said it before. And he still hates me.
It's a difficult contest to score, because you've got two contrasting styles. It depends really what the referee is looking for and how much influence the local crowd have. So here we are, fifth round of this cracking little contest. Lightweight, 6-3s. Paul Moylett from Bristol in the green shorts against Robert Smyth from Swansea.
In the green shorts.
In the green shorts with the white stripe.
I think the writing's on the wall here for Moylett. He's normally, when he's in distance, he's throwing punches, or he has been, and he's slowed considerably halfway through the last round, so
we will see.
Or maybe he's just picking his shots.
Certainly he's scored with perhaps more effective shots, but he's never really unsettled Smyth that much, and Smyth always comes back if he's hurt.
Well, if Brian Nichols wasn't able to dispatch Robert Smyth, I don't think Paul Moylett would.
Well, Nichols is a very tall lightweight with a good punch, isn't he?
Yes.
Perhaps doesn't take a good punch himself, as we've seen on a couple of occasions, but gives a good punch, and with Smyth going 6 rounds with him, it's quite a durable fella.
Actually, I'm glad Moylett's getting a test here, because in his 3 previous fights against Dickinson, Leggett and Singh, he's not really been extended. And so now we can actually see what he's got in the locker.
Yes, I think Smyth's going to push him hard these last 2 rounds. He caught him with a nice little right hand again. Moylett looks the tireder of the two, but he's still dangerous. He's still catching Smyth and snapping his head back with short hooks, and that sharp left jab and the head going in there from Moylett, which Smyth quite rightly is complaining about. The referee taps Moylett on the head just to warn him, and again heads clash there. They could pick up some damage here if this continues.
I think we're going to be in for a humdinger of a last round.
They're tending to stand and trade now. It's going to be on... this one's got to be decided on who's got the stamina again. Whoa.
It's all about when the going gets tough here.
Smyth again, doing his little walkabout out. Takes a sharp left jab to the mouth. And again. Holding Moylett at the back of the head and trying to land a right uppercut. Missed with most of those punches. Moylett stepped in downstairs, but every time he does that, Smyth comes back at him, sinks some body punches in, stays with him. Again, that body punch seemed to hurt Moylett, who's now beating a hasty retreat around the ring.
That could have been a successful punch for Robert Smyth.
Yes, I really feel that Moylett is tiring, and a few more hefty whacks downstairs, and it could be very intriguing indeed.
Absolutely. Well, we're approaching the last round, and I've still got Moylett up, although I think Robert Smyth did well in that round.
Yes.
I don't think he won the round, but neither did Moylett. So maybe a good last round from him. I don't think he can overhaul Moylett's lead, but he can at least finish respectfully.
Paul Moylett tells us he's a carpenter. He's 25 years old, single, and as we've already mentioned, ABA finalist in 1986. And he's boxed for England 4 times and won once.
And wasn't Robert Smyth a former Welsh ABA champion?
Robert Smyth was. He also was the Gaelic Games gold medalist on 2 occasions, in 94 and 1985, and he tells us he holds 2 schoolboy titles and was NABC champion as well, so good credentials there from both men.
Very good pedigrees.
And as we've seen reflected in the fight, a very close and well-fought fight. We'll just see. We have the 6th and last round here. They touch gloves, traditional manner.
No thanks to Denzel Lewis. He's just letting go on with it. I think this round's going to catch a light in a second.
I think Moylett's really got to press home his advantage to get a clear win here. Smyth is content to stand off and jab him.
The body punches that you mentioned earlier,
yes,
are the secret.
Be interesting to see if Smyth really tries to throw those, because I'm sure he'd have some success if he did.
Maybe he doesn't realise it himself, that he's been getting some success with them previously.
I think both boys are quite tired now, aren't they? It's been a cracking little contest. Put a lot of work into it. Oh, it's a good volley of punches there from Paul Moylett. And he shoves Smyth away and gets told off for it by the referee. But Smyth keeps turning his back. And now we're going to have the punch-up. Now I think they're going to go for it. The referee tells them to cut out the rough stuff. Little pat on the head from Moylett. So, oh, well, I'm enjoying it, are you? And off they go again.
It's fun when you get 2
Smyth.
They do enjoy it when it gets like this.
It's,
yes. 2 fit lads.
The heads are bumping away there. And Smyth is continually looking at the referee, but in many ways he's asking for it because he's grabbing Moylett around the back of the head. But here we go with the final flurry. Smashing little contest here. Crowd have thoroughly enjoyed this one. Smyth's telling the referee that Moylett's batting. Certainly there's been some rough stuff going on in there, but both boys are guilty. Robert Smyth is getting very upset about it. It's a tough old game, this.
I would prefer to see Smyth get on with the fight rather than try and take over as referee.
And there's some blood on Smyth's face. He's got a cut over his right eye, which must have come from a clash of their heads, and that's what he's been complaining about. Looks a pretty nasty cut here. I don't think it's going to cause the referee to step in because the fight is very nearly finished. But nevertheless, it's disappointing for Robert Smyth to receive a cut at this late stage in the fight.
What good work has been in this last round been done by Paul Moylett, I think.
And there goes the bell, and referee Denzel Lewis goes straight over to Paul Moylett. Robert Smyth is not at all happy with that decision. He's telling Paul Moylett so, he's telling the referee so. I'm not quite sure if he's unhappy with the decision or with the cut eye that he received, with the head boring that went on.
Looking around me, George, I think I know whose side I'd like to be on.
Now the Moylett crowd here are all standing on their chairs and chanting.
It's a cracking little contest.
It was a super little contest, and a pity that it ended really with a bit of ill feeling. It'll be interesting to see how the referee has scored that one, Steve. I feel it was pretty close.
59.5, 58.5 as far as I'm concerned.
That's how you see it. Let's see what the official result is from MC. MC Glyn Potter, who's had to do all his announcements from outside the ring because of lack of facilities.
Very unfortunate that. First time I've ever seen it.
And I believe that
Moylett's crowd are leaving the hall before the scores have been announced.
The MC hasn't been able to announce the decision because I think the plug has been pulled out on his microphone. He's just gone to deal with that, and here he comes now. I'm hoping that we can hear it now. Moylett there milking the applause of the local crowd. He's now going over to Robert Smyth, and as in this funny old game of ours, both boys greet each other.
Well,
the MC, I think, has lost his sound. He's trying to announce the decision here.
$59.5, $58.5, as I
59.5, 58.5. Well done, Steve. Your hearing is obviously better than mine because I couldn't hear any of that.
So, Paul Moylett, the official announcement can't be made because of, well, lack of facilities, isn't it? But officially, a 59.5,
Somebody's pulled the plug.
Winner.
Somebody's
that's the
pulled
end
the
of a cracking show here at the Thornbury Leisure Centre. And once again, thanks to Ricky Porter.